I'll get them a mile and a half. Good morning. I'd like to call to order the April 10th, 2025 Commission Conference in preparation for our April 14th regular meeting. Good morning. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, ma'am. We have one speaker today from the District Attorney's Office is Jennifer Sussman, and she's going to speak about the National Crime Victims' Rights Week.
Okay. So if you could get close to the mic, so we got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me here today. I'm Jennifer Sussman. I'm the Chief Assistant District Attorney, the Mobile County District Attorney's Office. I work for DA Blackwood.
Mhm.
Thank you for taking the time during this meeting to let us speak about National Crime Victims' Rights Week, or NCVRW, the alphabet soup that all the government officials love. Our office, under the leadership of District Attorney Blackwood, takes great pride in creating an environment that's welcoming to our victims of crime. We strongly believe that all of our victims need to be treated with respect, and we want them to know that we're here to support them through this process. I have with me today Leah Duval. She's the head of our victim service officers, and we really want to encourage all victims of crime to reach out to our office and know that we're active partners as you travel through the criminal justice process together. Whatever victims need to get through the dark days of trial, our victim service officers provide. So actually, can I get a round of applause for Leah and the victim services officers? Tonight at 6 p.m., we are holding our National Crime Victims Remembrance Vigil and Resource Fair right here in the atrium. It's a special event where all are welcome, and we invite those who have lost a loved one due to crime to bring a picture, which will be placed on our remembrance board. They'll also get a chance to come up and say their name of their loved one if they would like. Victim services officers and community agencies also are available with resources. So on behalf of the District Attorney, Keith Blackwood, we thank you for your support of our office and for your time in honor of National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and we hope we get to see you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'll be there representing the commission tonight, so
Thank
I'll
you.
be speaking as well. Thank you.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to yield the mic to you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Well, today we have some special guests in attendance that I would like to introduce. They are with Leisure Sports and Recreation Services, and they're here today to make a presentation. It's been about 4 years ago, actually, that I first met these gentlemen. And I visited the water park in at Gulf Islands, and that was the first opportunity we really had to get acquainted and talk about the possibilities of expanding their operations to Mobile for a water park plus destination. And so it's taken a while. You know, there's a lot of details. The devil's always in the details. But we're happy to have them here today to explain a concept that they want to bring to Mobile and located at the Sportsplex, on our Sportsplex property, which we already own. And so this is an exciting development. We've at their request, kind of kept it under wraps here for while it's been in the planning process. But they're ready to explain to the public today what they would like to proceed with. And after today, we are looking to enter into a letter of intent, which is a non-binding letter of intent, but it gives them the confidence to move forward and to expend the funds that they need to for market studies and other design work to move ahead with the project. So without further ado, I know that we've got Paul Reese here standing at the microphone. We've got Glenn Haggerty. We've got Mark Moore, and they are the principals in this organization. And so we're happy to have you here today. And we're gonna turn it over to you because I know that you're gonna walk us all through the project and timeline and the economic impact and the capital, the investment in our community today. So I'll turn it over to you, Paul.
Thank you, Commissioner Hudson. Thank you all for letting us have the opportunity to present today, and thanks for the interest of the Mobile Sports Authority and the community. First, a little bit who we are. I'm Paul Reese, and my partners Mark Moore and Glenn Haggerty. Together, we are Leisure Sports and Recreation, or the LASER Group. We have 30 plus years in tourism, family entertainment, hospitality industry, from the water park kingdom of the Midwest to the wild west of the water parks in Florida, to Texas, rural America. We built as a group Gulf Islands Water Park and have been operating it for some 20 years. And so we feel that this is an opportunity for us to continue, especially along the Gulf Coast. We think it's a great location to expand what we've been doing. I think that the process where we find ourselves now was as a result of, as you had mentioned, an RFP that actually got issued requesting proposals for a water park at this location. And we saw that result, and we saw that be issued. We saw the result, and our resolve was that with our experience in Gulfport and in the tourism and hospitality industry and where things are going, the specter of building a small water park isolated as a standalone was something that we weren't ready to jump into. However, with the vision of Commissioner Hudson and our team, we believe we have put together a plan that is much more economically viable and self-sustaining. One of the themes, one of the issues we always deal with as a standalone water park in Gulfport is we have a professional staff, we have full-time employees, and we're open in the water park from May through the end of August. We have the capacity to do so much more. We drive tourism, we drive people, bodies, cars, and we believe that a larger scale development that can tie into and capitalize on what's already been built with the soccer complex is ideally situated for this location. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Glenn Haggerty, my partner, who is head of our marketing, technology, and development, to go through a presentation we prepared to give everybody an outline. And this is an outline. It's not set in stone. We're going to be commencing master planning process with DDG Engineering very shortly. So, Glenn?
Okay. And we'll lower the lights a little bit, I think.
Squeezed in here. All right. Good morning, everyone, and thanks again. I'm going to start with an executive summary, And I promise you to begin with, this will be the only slide until the end that you will be asked to read. The rest will be bullet points. I want to make you that promise to start. So Jubilee Park, as Paul said, is going to be a planned destination with family, leisure, sports, recreation in mind, capture the growing demand of experiential travel and recreation. The location is going to be adjacent to the existing soccer complex and the future natatorium. The project is, we're looking to develop a public-private cooperative endeavor to develop this. I'm going to reiterate this because I think it's very important as we go through this, that this is our vision, and our goal is to sign a letter of intent within the next couple of days, and that will allow us to complete master planning, economic and feasibility studies, and get more specific. So the images you will see are visionary, not actuals, and I just want to keep that in mind as we move forward. Some of the numbers you will see are ranges, and we will begin to hone in on those as we move forward with our analysis studies. So the development itself is going to comprise of 6 components. Those 6 components that I will go through are attractions, Jubilee Square and Boardwalk, accommodations, an indoor multi-use center, public amenities, and restaurants and retail. So we're going to start with the attractions. And to start, it's a 20-acre outdoor water park. And to note, this is the only component of the development that will be seasonal. As Paul mentioned, the season is late April and early May till Labor Day. And that is where you're going to see the density of our attendance through the summer, the spring and the summer. Adjacent to the outdoor water park will be a 5-acre event grounds with an amphitheater. And this will operate year-round with monthly events ranging from holiday-specific, New Year's, polar plunge. Let me just give out some ideas that we've had that we're working on. Mardi Gras. As someone from New Orleans, I do respect your Mardi Gras. Just make that a clear up front and recognize that you guys are older than us. Seems like a bone of contention, and I don't know why, but I'm looking forward to enjoying your Mardi Gras when that comes around. But we'll host events like 5K runs, kids triathlons, and then as we approach the summer and the operating season to the outdoor water park, holding concert series. We'll also hold food festivals, and then later in the year, as we get into October, fall festivals, Halloween, and then in the Christmas events. And lastly, on the attractions, an indoor 15,000 square foot indoor facility that will have a water park inside of it, obviously smaller, and a zip line tower. And this will keep attendance throughout the year. The second component is the indoor multi-use center, and this is really going to be focused on sports performance, training facility, although there will be components to it that will be for league play, and both for the community as well as the visitor population. So inside, it's going to be 60 to 100,000 square feet. It could be all under one roof. It might be multiple buildings. We will learn more as we go through our studies. Inside, there will be 2 surfaces. One is a field surface. We're going to focus heavily on soccer to complement the existing outdoor soccer facility. And we'll be able to use that in other sports, such as football, training with baseball and softball for specific positions, things of that nature. The second surface is a court surface for volleyball, pickleball, basketball, cheerleading, etc. The second part of or the third part to this indoor center is really going to focus more on the training and sports performance facility for sports specific, allowing coaches to come in and use the facility to be able to train. As well, a wellness center for physical therapists for rehab and therapy, and a health club with a pro shop. The health club is really designed for membership and the local community to come and experience it. And inside, we'll have a component of a health food store with smoothie bars, snacks, supplements, and a cafe. The next component will be accommodations. And the accommodations will be an RV park and bungalows, be 100 pull-through sites for RVs, an RV park, and then 30 to 50 bungalow sites throughout. You will see up on the presentation for future expansion an 80 to 120 room hotel. This is going to be land that we'd like to reserve for future. And once the project is completely up and going and operating, we expect the demand to be there for it. So, public use amenities. This is both to serve the community and our guests at the RV resort. Walking trails, dog park, and children's playground. The restaurants and retail. We'll have one full-service restaurant. We'd like to keep it in the theme of the sports complex and have it a sports restaurant, family-oriented, of course. In addition, we're going to have approximately 6 modular restaurants with outdoor dining, coffee cafe, ice cream parlor, pizza, and such. Along with that is retail, gift shop, branded apparel, convenience store for those staying in the resort, but also as anyone has, if you've been to any of these tournaments and swimming competitions, you're there all day, so you might need to use a convenience store as well, and an arcade and gaming center. And so the last component to this, and it kind of brings it all together functionally, is Jubilee Square and Boardwalk. So if you think of a square, it's like a town square. And the restaurants that I just listed will all be located within the town, Jubilee Square. The square itself will have a lawn, benches, fountains, things that you would normally associate with the town square. And that is the hub. That will be the center of this development. And if that is the hub, then the boardwalk will be the spokes. It'll serve pedestrian traffic to and from all of the other components throughout the development. So next, we get into the estimated economic impact, job creation, visitor projections, and tax revenue and contributions. Again, these are estimated and they're ranged as we go through feasibility studies and economic studies. We'll hone in on these, but we're going to start with the construction phase. We're projecting 300 jobs throughout the construction process, professional services, contractors, vendors, and the such. Outside of construction, begin on the operations phase. 50 full-time jobs and 300 to 400 seasonal and part-time jobs will be created annually. And these are in the hospitality, management, administration. You'll see attractions there. It's mostly lifeguards and tour guides for the Zipline Tower. And this full development, we're looking at indirect jobs, creating secondary income for the county and the city. We know that everyone's not going to stay on our property, so hotels will see the benefit, gas stations, restaurants. and the like. So our visitor projections are between 400 and 500 guests per year. The peak season, as I had mentioned before, will be spring and summer as the outdoor water park kicks in. And then we expect to draw tourists from 6 markets, obviously Alabama, and west to Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas, as we know how many people drive across I-10, and then east of Florida and up north to Georgia. Tax revenue. Before we get into tax, our annual payrolls from those jobs, we're estimating between 3.5 and 4.5 million. You'll see up payroll tax, sales tax, hotel lodging tax, and property tax. All of those combined will be between 3.75 and 4.9 million of total tax dollars revenue raised. The one thing I do want to mention here is any appropriate tax incentives that are available, we'll be looking to qualify for those. So these numbers will eventually reflect that. The tourism and market demand analysis and why we are so interested, and as Paul said, wanting to create something bigger than just an outdoor water park. Visit Mobile. If you have 2024 numbers, I'd love to get them, but the ones I could find were from 2023, and there was 3% growth year over year with 3.4 million visitors and $1.8 billion. And so that was very attractive to us to see that. The demand, it's especially post-pandemic, it has spiked, but there's continuing demand for experiential tourism, and we look to meet that demand. Comparable attractions in the marketplace. We do know we speak to many of them. We are competitors in some degree, but we're partners in more ways than not. And we know that the ones that are operated correctly are seeing steady increases in both revenue and attendance. And lastly, the site itself, it's pretty hard to beat the visibility that is on I-10 and I-65. So that's very attractive to us as well. So the long-term benefits, first and foremost, as we've developed this, we wanted to keep in mind what is existing there and the investment that the county has put into to the area. And we want to make sure that we build on top of that, and we work with the county to ensure that we are helping secure tournaments to the existing facility. And we expect this to be a driver of that when people are making decisions whether or not to come to Mobile to host their tournaments. The overall increase in tourism to the market, we look to also boost both business and residential property values by this development. Inherently, I think our development will raise the quality of life for the residents and create sustaining jobs in the market. And much like us and the investments you guys have made into the Sportsplex, once we are up and running and fully developed, I hope other developers see us and gain confidence to bring more entertainment and attractions to the area. So the timeline. So when is all of this going to happen, right? Well, it's happening today. As we've mentioned, we'd like to engage in that letter of intent that will push us forward and allow us to get going into the actual fun work of developing this, master planning it, and studying this more. So I'm not going to read off all of these bullet points. As you know, with a development like this, there's going to be a lot of bullet points to check off, and a lot of work within each one of these. But this will give you a sense of the timeline for this to come full vision. I will note, as you, Mark, as you thumb through, on the 28 and 29 slide, the completion of several of these components will be layered. It will not all take till 29, but just to give you an idea of the outdoor water park and even the indoor water park, as of right now, if we place an order today for equipment, it is easily a 18 to 24 month turnaround before it gets on property, and then it has to be built. So just that alone, it's going to take some time. It's just the way the market is right now. And so I just want to caution everybody, our excitement is there. We hope that your excitement is there with us, but that's the reality to the water park component itself. So with that being said, in short, and I did promise you no reading until the last slide. So $60 million investment that we are looking to put into your community. And we believe it's a transformative endeavor. So we hope that all of you feel the same way. We look for your support as we go through this process. And we are certainly open to communication as we move forward. So thank you very much.
Glenn, thank you so much. That was a great presentation. Like I said, this has taken a lot of time to get to this point, and these things don't happen overnight. We understand, but we are so grateful for your interest and for your investment, your willingness to invest in our community, and the partnership that we formed about 4 years ago. It's still strong, and I look forward. I know the commission looks forward to moving forward and working with you. I don't know if there are any questions, commissioners. Did you have any questions? Did you?
Not at this time. I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions going forward, but
Right. But as Paul and Glenn mentioned, this is their conceptual idea of what they would be planning moving forward. You know, it's not set in stone. There could potentially be some changes, and that along with the market studies and so forth. But this, in general, is the planning and the different aspects of what they see bringing to this Sportsplex property. So again, thank you, gentlemen. And I know that we have plenty of media here, and so when we get through with the meeting and we go out, I'm sure that they will have plenty of questions as well, and would like to have some comments. So again, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Kerr.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ask you to consider the following. 1, hold public hearing on the application for a local approval from TIGS Holdings for a proposed construction and demolition landfill on County Farm Road as required by Alabama Code. 2, approve a list of claims. 3, approve appropriation contract with Azalea City Community Development Corporation in the total amount of $3,000 for operational expenses, with funds divided as follows. 4, approve sponsorship agreement with Inspire U in the amount of $1,000 from District 1 Commission funds for its Sisters for Life Health and Wellness Expo. Item 5, we're going to ask that be voted at conference, and the wording will be revised as follows. Approve appropriation contract with the Cranford Burns Middle School Band Director in the amount of $12,900 from District 2 Education Funds to purchase band equipment and supplies for Cranford Burns Middle School Band Program.
Say that, who is the contract with?
The Cranford Burns Middle School Band Director.
The band director had made that request to separate those funds off because apparently the process takes a long period of time, and those funds are needed at this point. They're needed sooner, and so he made the request to do that.
Can we do that legally, Jay? I mean,
I don't have
going
any
to,
reason to oppose it.
In
And-
accountability for the band director, much like the school, and he's
the principal
aware.
is in agreement, by the way.
Apparently, the distribution of the funds was taking longer than the band director could wait to receive those funds for the needed purchases. So Dana and I talked about it. We think the band director can be given the appropriation package and sign it, much like the school system. Has to be accountability.
was there already a commission action for these funds to go another direction and they're being held up? I mean, what is it? What do we mean that there's been some problems getting the funds?
I think internally, the band director just said it would take a long time for the funds to reach what he needs immediately.
In fact, he mentioned that on an annual basis, whenever they do receive funds, it takes nearly a year to get those funds, and he's looking to buy equipment sooner than that, and so he's requested this.
The, will we have to use, for schools that don't have PTAs or band boosters, we have to send the money through,
The school system.
through the school system. And yes, I've had the same problem with Holloway Smith, where it's the end of, because they wait until the end of the year to make all the purchases for all the schools. But in every instance, it's been an organization, it's been an entity.
Well, I guess it's a legal question as to whether or not that we can do it, and Jay seems to be of the opinion that we can.
And I'm just to reiterate, I've had the same issue when we have these agenda items and the money is allocated to the board of school commissioners. It seems like my schools are calling. We haven't gotten our money yet. We're ready to start our project, but it does seem like when we go through a PTO organization that it goes directly to the school and is allocated properly. My only question is, can the band director is an individual, and can we go into an agreement with an individual who's an employee of the school system? That's my only concern.
Why don't we check to see if there is a band boosters club, and we'll give you an answer
I
before Monday's meeting, or
don't believe there is.
I don't know.
No, and that was part of it.
Well, by Monday, Jay, you ought to be able to
Yeah.
figure that
I
out.
can,
And I mean, I
sure.
know you wanted to vote on it today,
Yeah, I mean-
but
Whatever we can possibly do, I just like to see this moved along more quickly if we can accommodate him somehow to make that happen.
I'll endeavor to find the questions that have been raised by Commissioner Dewitt and Linda, and I'll let y'all know pretty quick.
Another possibility is that we can purchase it on their behalf.
I'm sorry.
We can
Uh-huh.
purchase it on their behalf.
This is true. We can do that.
Might even be quicker.
I guess if we wanted to vote, could we vote on this today? I know you want to get it done, and that's why I'm asking this. Could we vote on it today, Jay, pending your legal opinion?
We
Is that-
can,
would
we
that
certainly
work?
won't do it until we have the clarity that the commission is asking. I do like the idea of buying it direct to the county.
Yes,
Should-
commissioners, we've done that in the past where we've
Yeah,
issued a
we
purchase
have.
order. So, we could do that in this instance. That'd probably be the cleanest way to
think
do
so.
this or handle this
Okay.
transaction.
That works for me.
Works.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
But add on there too, pending legal opinion of the county attorney.
Pending
Yes,
legal
sir.
review.
But okay.
Okay, that was
What
number-
is the language of what we just voted on? Because the
Well,
language is to the,
Let the
To
county
issue
purchase
a
it by purchase order.
To issue a purchase order on behalf of the band program at Cranford Burns.
Okay, that's not what I voted on.
Okay.
What I voted on was giving it to the band director after legal review. That's what I thought we were gonna do.
And if legal review requires that we do a purchase order, then that would be the next step.
okay.
We have
let
all
me
that
ask,
resolved by Monday.
Can, who made the motion?
I did.
The
You did.
original motion.
Let me rescind my motion
Okay.
and let's
Okay.
figure, let's,
Let's-
do we need more discussion or we want to just wait till Monday?
We
Can't
need a-
wait till Monday.
We can do a substitute motion with the amended language that the commissioner used.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to get
Yeah,
that other one.
you're
out.
right. We need the clarification
Okay.
there.
All right. Now you want to make
I move.
purchase order. Yeah.
Right. I move that the county issue a purchase order to accommodate the money that has been appropriated for Cranford Burns Band and move forward with it in that manner. And did you,
Yes, second.
I second.
or would you prefer to do it the other way?
What, no,
Is it-
He just
he
seconded.
seconded.
I
He seconded it.
second. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Previously, I thought I was making a motion to, get a legal review on giving it to the band director. I second your motion
Okay.
to just do the purchase
It's more
order.
straightforward.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
all right. Now, that took longer than
Yeah.
the presentation this morning.
Thanks.
Sorry.
6, approve sponsorship agreement with Assistance League Mobile in the amount of $2,000 from District 3 Education Funds for its annual signature fundraiser, Fund for Philanthropy, Music for a Cause event. 7, approve reappointment of Pebbles King to serve as a member of the Board of Commissioners of Mobile County Housing Authority for 5 years. 8, approve reappointment of Jack Tillman to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Mobile Sports Authority to represent District 3 for 3 years. 9, approve appointment of Carla Dupriest to serve as a member of the Board of Directors of the Solid Waste Disposal Authority of the County of Mobile for 4 years. 10, approve reappointments to serve as members of the Board of Directors of the Cindy Haber Center for 6 years. Terms will expire March 31st, 2031 for members as follows. 11, approve request of the City of Mobile to rent 106 ES&S Model DS200 voting machines in the amount of $250 per machine per day and to provide 38 Express Votes machines at no charge for a total fee in the amount of $26,500 for their municipal elections to be held August 26, 2025, and if a runoff election is required, an additional amount of up to $26,500 for the same equipment for use on September 23, 2025.
On number 9, whose appointment is that to the Solid Waste
That's
Disposal
mine.
Authority? Yours? Okay. Is that a new appointment or a reappointment?
It's a new appointment.
Okay, thank you.
12, rescind adoption of the resolution found in the March 10th, 2025 minutes, agenda item 22, authorizing amendments to the subrecipient agreements between the county and the Africatown Redevelopment Corporation and Restore Mobile to expand the scope of services provided and the authority of the president to sign all necessary documents. 13, approve first amended subrecipient agreement with Africatown Redevelopment Corporation and Restore Mobile to amend the scope of services to include a larger number of possible program participants in furtherance of the development of affordable housing in Mobile County with no extra funding required. 14, approve appropriation contract with Women's Resource Center in the total amount of $1,000 for its Board Books for Babies initiative. Funds divided as follows. 15, we'll ask that the commission vote at conference. Approve appropriation contract with the Board of School Commissioners of Mobile County in the amount of $9,321.50 from District 3 Education Funds to purchase an equipment trailer for Theodore High School band program.
Should we, should we give that money straight to the band director? You got me thinking now because,
No, but you might want to buy it for them.
yeah, we'll, let me check on this and but
You want to hold this?
it just seems like, now that it's been brought up, and I know the school system has a lot to do, and I'm not pointing blame, but it does seem like when we send an appropriation through this way to the, Board of School Commissioners, it seems to take them a little longer to get their money. And so I don't know if we can,
So I inquired about that, and apparently, out of an abundance of caution of bid limits, they do everything in the aggregate, because if they're doing it, they don't want to do some without bidding. At a low level, they might, but in the aggregate, it pushes them into that bid situation. So I think that's what I was told was why it's done.
yeah. And I can check. I think Theodore High School does have a PTO, and I may change this before Monday. I can remember, Dana, if you recall, one time we sent a check for an appropriation to a school, and we ended up canceling the check and
Right.
reissuing it to the school itself. If you recall
Yeah,
that,
it
it's how
never
long it took.
cleared.
I'll check and see if Baker has a PTO. I'm sorry, Theodore has a PTO, and we'll change that to go to the PTO instead of the school.
Oh, so it makes it a lot easier. A lot of my schools don't have
Yeah.
PTAs,
Yeah.
and so
Okay.
Danny. Thank
so are we holding that?
I'll have it straightened out before Monday.
Okay.
16, we will ask that it be voted at conference. Approve appropriation contract with the Board of School Commissioners of Mobile County in the amount of $15,000 from District 1 Education Funds to purchase educational resources, safety upgrades, and teacher appreciation awards for Eichhold Mertz Magnet School of Math, Science, and Technology.
So moved.
Second.
17, approve sponsorship agreement with Dearborn Young Men's Christian Association in the amount of $1,000 from District 1 Education Funds for its annual benefit luncheon.
Can we vote on that today?
Sure. So moved.
Second.
18, approve appropriation contract with Clotilda Descendants Association in the amount of $10,000 from District 1 Education Funds for its landing event and ancestral festival. 19, approve change order number 3 with Rogers and Willard for Project Michael Square Revenue Commission restroom expansion and renovation, revert the remaining contingency allowance to the county. The change order will decrease the contract by $20,446.09. The new contract will be in the total amount of $872,154.81. 20, award bid to Gorham Air Conditioning Company for replacement of North Tower Penthouse Air Handling Unit number 3 at Mobile Government Plaza for their total bid in the amount of $337,220. 21, authorize President of the County Commission to sign easement agreement with Alabama Power Company to install a distribution facility at 564 St. Emmanuel Street for the building maintenance complex. 22, authorize advertising for bids, new parking lot lighting for 8 Mile Shopping Center.
That should be lighting, not lightning. I hope it's not lightning.
See if you had your iPad. That's already been corrected digitally.
Okay.
Just saying.
Just a jab there.
23, Approve professional services contract with Robert B. Latham in the amount of $6,000 to audit James T. Strickland Youth Center in compliance with the standards of Prison Rape Elimination Act. 24, award bid to Rogers and Willard for Mobile County Sportsplex Phase 2A new restroom and concession facility for their total bid in the amount of $1,597,080 with funds provided as follows. 25, approve change order number 1 with Tyndall Construction for project new security gates at camps 2, 3, and 4, the addition of new long-range vehicle identification readers and 500 vehicle tags. The change order will increase the contract by $26,490.82. The new contract will be in the total amount of $459,160.82. 26, approve appropriation contract with Community of Mobile in the amount of $2,500 from District 1 Commission funds to assist with the cost of purchasing and installing video surveillance cameras for the underpass site on Old Shell Road. 27, we ask to be voted at conference. Approve agreement with Housing Authority of the City of Pritchard for an amount up to $200,500 to construct 2 affordable homes in conjunction with the Housing and Urban Development Home Program, and authorize the Commission President to execute all necessary documents.
So moved.
Second.
28, approve reappointment of Jenny Reese to serve as a member of the Board of Directors of Cushla Water District to represent Place 5, Chunchula District, for 4 years, with term expiring April 25th, 2029. 26, approve sponsorship agreement with Victory Health Partners in the total amount of $2,500 for its Hope for Healing celebration, with funds divided as follows. 30, approve sponsorship agreement with Dauphin Island Sea Lab doing business as Mobile Bay National Estuary Program in the amount of $5,000 from General Government Special Service Projects for the Benthic Ecology Meeting. 31, approve amendment to the subrecipient
I'm
agreement.
sorry, can we go back? Can we vote on that? I think we need to vote on that today. I let it slip right by, number 30.
Sure. So moved. On number 30.
Yeah, second. Sorry, Eddie.
No problem. 31, approve amendment to the subrecipient agreement between county and Cushla Water System to revise the scope of work to remove the current plans for the construction of a new water supply well to provide portable water to the system's customers, and add plans for the installation of an elevated water storage tank to serve the same purpose with no additional cost to the county. 32, approve voluntary participation agreement between Mobile County and the Downtown Mobile District Management Corporation to provide voluntary annual contributions to the district in support of its operations for 1 year with up to 4 additional 1-year terms, with a 2025 contribution of $193,132.98. 33, approve lease agreement between Mobile County and Groundworks Mobile County, a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, for office space at the Bay Hayes Building for a 3-year term with 2 1-year renewals with a nominal rent provision.
Is this a new lease, Jay? Is this a new lease?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Is there going to be renovations? Are they going to do over there?
Oh,
I'm happy to see that we're getting some interest in the Bay Hayes building.
There's a little bit of renovation, but not much.
Okay.
Not a tremendous amount.
Thank you.
34, Approve lease agreement between Mobile County and Keep Mobile Beautiful, a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, for office space at the Bay Hayes Building for a 3-year term with 2 one-year renewals with a nominal rent provision. 35, approve lease agreement between Mobile County and the Mobile Interfaith Conference, a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, for office space at the Bay Hayes Building for a 3-year term with 2 one-year renewals with a nominal rent provision.
The correct name is Mobile Area Interfaith Conference.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll make that change. '36, we ask to be voted at conference. Authorize President of the County Commission to sign easement agreement with Alabama Power Company to install a distribution facility at Cypress Creek Golf Course.
Tina, is that for the 3-phase service? Or is this something different?
Not sure about the phase, but it's to provide electricity to the new maintenance building.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
37, we ask to be voted at conference. Authorize advertising and receiving bids for Project Cypress Creek Golf Course new driving range building.
So moved.
Second.
38, authorize advertising and receiving bids for Project Bayfront Park Restoration and Improvements Boardwalk installation. 39, approve no-cost grant agreement for Project Mobile County Blueway Trail Development to extend the period of performance to June 30th, 2028. 40, approve change order number 3 with Ben M. Radcliffe Contractor for Project Mobile County Golf Course Project Facilities Phase. This change order will increase the contract by $4,680 and increase the contract time by 91 days. The new contract will be in the total amount of $7,878,539.75, and the date of substantial completion is June 2nd, 2025. Number 41, we will hold over. 42.
I think we were withdrawing it.
Yes, ma'am. We are withdrawing it. '42, approve to furnish and deliver 2 loads of wash sand to Baker High School in the estimated amount of $2,500.
Can we vote on that also?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. They're having a softball tournament and need to get sand on the field, on the softball field. Ricky, thank you.
43, approve donating engineering report performed on the pier located at the USS Alabama Battleship Memorial Park to the Alabama Battleship Commission. 43, consider taking the following action on bids. 45, approve renewal of annual agreements with Knox Pest Control for termite inspections for the animal shelter in the amount of $135 and the Grand Bay Library in the amount of $250. 46, approve contract with AFS NewCo for project foundation repair at the Theodore Oaks Complex in the amount of $37,325.47. 47, approve renewal of software maintenance agreement with CDWG under the current purchasing Sourcewell contract in the amount of $29,377.50 for NetCloud Mobile Essentials annual vehicle internet router maintenance for the Sheriff's Office. 48, approve renewal of subscription agreement with Zoom Communications in the amount of $104.83 for Zoom Workplace Pro Annual for probate court. 49, approve 3-year licensing agreement with SHI in the amount of $29,367 for Microsoft 365 software for the probate court. 50, approve renewal of maintenance agreement with Stormwind in the amount of $6,000 for IT training software for the county commission. 51, approve renewal of maintenance agreement with SHI in the amount of $4,132.73 for the Fortinet support co-term for the county commission. 52, approve renewal of subscription agreement with Bitwarden in the amount of $6,000 for the enterprise organization seat for the county commission. 53, approve renewal of maintenance agreement with Eaton Corporation in the amount of $3,615 for electronic uninterrupted power source modules for the Revenue Commission. 54, approve maintenance agreement with E.J. Ward under the current purchasing cooperative Sourcewell contract in the amount of $20,310.98 for SAAS annual maintenance and billing for the county commission. 55, approve 36-month lease agreement with Dex Imaging under the current purchasing cooperative Sourcewell contract for one copier, Konica Minolta BizHub 4050 attachment in the amount of $222.86 per month for the sheriff's office. 56, approve 36-month lease agreement with Sharp Electronics Corporation under the current state of Alabama contract for one Sharp copier for the county commission Camp 1 in the amount of $133.68 per month. 57, accept donation of the following parcel of real property from MASH Holding Company located approximately to the Africatown Hall and Food Bank for the use of the Africatown Hall and Food Bank as follows. And commissioners, we have 3 add-ons this morning.
I wanted you to read that description on that piece of donated property.
If you really want me to.
We're actually hoping for a street address, but we didn't have it at the time.
Add-on number 1 this morning. Approve professional services agreement with Hilltop Securities in the amount of $9,000 for the calculation of the bond rebate report.
Eddie, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you would strike number 1, the actual item is number 2.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We will withdraw add-on number 1. Add-on number 2, approve professional services agreement with Hilltop Securities in the amount of $9,000 to prepare arbitrage rebate calculations for the Mobile County Series 2015, 2020A, and 2020B, and authorize the President of the Commission to execute the agreement on behalf of Mobile County. Add-on number 3, approve request of the University of South Alabama for a budget amendment to the existing agreement for 1150 Newman Street, Africatown, to reallocate existing funds to engage the expertise of Wiregrass Archaeological Consulting. And that is all, Commissioners.
Are you sure?
Good morning. Item number 1, approve work authorization number 4 with Michael Baker International Incorporated for bidding and construction services for project Jeremiah A. Denton Airport replacement of bulkhead phase 2. Item 2, authorize assigning a contract for professional geotechnical engineering services for project 3 Notch Kroner Road at McDonald Road and Gold Mine Road East, intersection improvements to Southern Earth Sciences Incorporated. Item 3, authorize acquisition of property and acceptance of right-of-way deed and/or easement from the following property owner for the following projects. This is a 22 pay-as-you-go project. Item 4, authorize right-of-way and/or easement agreement for Tract 1 on Ziegler Boulevard in the amount of $17,308 for project Ziegler Boulevard additional lanes. Item 5, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreement for Tract 4 on Striped Drive in the amount of $1,250 for project Bass Drive, Brim Drive, and Striped Drive, grade, drain, base, and pave. Item 6, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreements on Wheatcroft Road North in the total amount of $2,070 for project Wheatcroft Road North, grade, drain, base, and pave. Item 7, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreements for St. Michael Street East in the total amount of $2,500 for project St. Michael Street East, and Riva Road, grade, drain, base, and pave. Number 8, authorize approval of temporary construction easement on county-owned property, Tract 5 on Stripes Drive for project Bass Drive, Brim Drive, and Striped Drive, grade, drain, base, and pave. Item 9, adopt resolution consenting to the annexation of portions of the following public street, Old Citronelle Highway, bounded by territories annexed by the city of Saraland, Alabama, pursuant to city ordinance numbers 1188 and 1189.
So this is Saraland wanted to annex Old Citronelle Highway into.
Yes, ma'am. That portion.
I believe they annex property on both either side, and it automatically becomes part of their city with the street in between those.
Okay, so that, because Saraland did as usual, I'm going to surround you and then capture you.
Right.
Okay.
Item 10, approve preliminary plat only of the preserve, 94 lots on Dawes Lane Extension, Monte Drive, District 3, and preliminary plat only of Imperial Estates, 10 lots on Solly Road, District 3. Item 11, we reworded this slightly, so it'll be correct on Monday. It'll read as follows. Approve preliminary and final plat of Lucas Estates, 4 lots, Salco Road, District 1, and preliminary and final plat of Longwood Estates, 3 lots, Riverview Drive, District 3, and preliminary and final plat of Gracie Lane Subdivision, 2 lots, Grand Bay Wilmer Road North, District 3, and preliminary and final plat of Jennings Estates, 2 lots, Tanner Road, District 2, and preliminary and final plat of Victoria Oaks re-subdivision of LWM Estates re-subdivision, 2 lots, Wilmer Road, District 2, and preliminary and final plat of Coden Property, 1 lot, Lone Road, District 2, and preliminary and final plat of 3 Mile Place, 2 lots, Irvington Biola Battery Highway, District 3, and preliminary and final plat of Margot's Meadows, 2 lots, Tanner Williams Road, Cemetery Road, and Sam Robinson Road, and 3 Mile Road, District 3, and preliminary and final plat of David and Stanley Sessions Subdivision, 4 lots, Grand Bay Wilmer Road South, District 3, and preliminary and final plat of Mobile Oaks Industrial Subdivision, 2 lots, US Highway 90, District 3. Item 12, award bid to APAC Alabama Incorporated for project Scott Dairy Loop Road South, resurfacing, restoration, and rehabilitation for their low bid in the amount of $730,076.18. Item 13, award bid to C. Thornton Incorporated for project Gulf Crest Road Bridge, Structure 177, rehabilitation for their low bid in the amount of $38,410.
Is
Item-
that District 1? Gulf Crest Road? That part?
It's real close.
It's right. It,
exactly where it is, where the bridge is in relation to y'all's two districts.
yeah, I knew it might be anyway.
Yep.
But that's exciting.
Yeah,
Thank
I'll
you.
check that and get back with you.
Okay.
Item 14, authorize assigning a contract for professional engineering services, CE&I only, for project Gulf Crest Road Bridge, Structure 177 Rehabilitation to Thompson Engineering Incorporated. And that's all we have.
Rhonda, on number 12, Scott Dairy Loop Road resurfacing, where's that from what point to what point? Is that from Dawes all the way to Westlake, or is that?
Yes, sir.
Neil, I thought don't we typically resurface those, some of those? Is there?
Yes, Commissioner, that's a little larger than what we try to do in-house. We typically tend to stick with residential streets only.
Oh. All right, thank you.
Neil, I'm not sure what you said.
I'm sorry, did it not pick up?
Okay.
I said that we normally stick with just residential roads. The scope of this project is a little larger than what we would attempt to do in-house.
Yeah, I mean, it's and that's why I was asking, because it's semi-residential, but I also know it's a pass-through road too. But I was just asking, no particular reason.
Okay. Any announcements? Any announcements? Announcements from Public Affairs?
Yes, ma'am. We have several announcements. Today is the first of two Green Bag Lunch series in the atrium of Government Plaza. We'll have live music by Keith the Mailman Burns. There'll be a food truck outside, and then we'll have a presentation today by the Nature Conservancy, and then on the 24th, it'll be by the Love Your Community program. On Monday, outside in the atrium, we'll have the Discover Alabama Extension Day, and that they did that last year. Remember, they had all the tables and they had all their programs and services, and they were there to answer questions about Master Gardener programs and just all the wonderful things that they do. So that'll be on Monday in the atrium. We have April 19th is a really big day for Mobile County. We'll have an Operation Clean Sweep in the north part of the county, and we'll also have our Easter extravaganza at 3 Mobile County parks. So we'll have 8,000 eggs hidden or spread at Chickasaw Park, Bayfront Park, and Escatawpa Hollow Park and Campground. And there will be Easter bunnies there and pictures for pictures with the kids. And I hear the Bayfront bunny is going to be a beach bunny, which will be really cool, and Hawaiian clothes, etc. And then we have on the 26th, Earth Day celebration for Mobile County, and it'll be at Chickasaw Park, and it's with Love Your Community, program of Mobile County Commission, and in partnership with Keep Mobile Beautiful and several organizations, including Earth Day Mobile Bay, who usually does it in over the bay, but they'll be joining us this year. And then I'm sure Commissioner Hudson will do this, but congratulations to Sims Senior Center on their 12th anniversary.
So are these all activities part of our National County Government Month?
Some of them are extra, some of them are seasonal, obviously with Easter. But yes, it is National County Government Month, and it's a chance to celebrate and all the things that the county does, and to get out into the community and show them some of the things that we do. And so the Green Bag Lunch series is part of that, and the Earth Day celebration obviously is part of that. And so, but yes, it is part of National County Government Month.
Thank you. We stand adjourned until Monday. Thank you.